I'm Grant.
And I'm Alexander.
And we're thePlayersAid.com. You're watching No Enemies Here, Wargaming News.
GMT Cataclysm, a Second World War, game designed by William Tedroslavich and Scott Muldoon. Cataclysm is a Second World War grand strategy quick-playing game about politics and war in the 1930s and 40s, designed for 2 to 5 players. Armies are groups of 25 to 35 divisions, approximately 250,000 to 500,000 men. Playing this game, you lose 2 chits, and you just lost 1,000,000 men. The components are 1 rulebook, a playbook, 1 map, 22 by 34 inch size, 7 force pool cards, 9 dice, 3 player 8 cards, 160 cubes in 7 colors, and 456 counters of 9/16 of an inch. Fleets are 2 to 4 capital ships with attendant lighter ships and escorts. Air Force are roughly 1,500 to 2,500 aircraft of all types. Turns are 2 years long with multiple opportunities to act. Scenarios range from 60 minutes to 5 or 6 hours for the full game. Complexity is medium, solitaire suitability is medium-high. The developer is Kevin Bernatz. The artist is Roger B. McGowan. This is an expansion for Chad Jensen's fighting formation, Großdeutschland Division Battle for Kharkov. This is a game designed by Brian R. Van Nortwick and developed by Chad Jensen. Fighting Formation's Großdeutschland Division Battle for Kharkov expands upon the original Fighting Formations game by taking the Großdeutschland Division into 1943 and the winter of 1944. The expansion features 10 new scenarios, many using new units for German and Soviet sides, played on 10 new maps. The game comes with 1 back-printed 8x5 by 11 player 8 card, 3 back-printed 22 by 34 inch map sheets, 2 back-printed 22 by 17 inch map sheets, a half sheet of die-cut counters, and a 32-page rulebook. Actually, playbook. Complexity is medium-high, and solitaire suitability is medium. Fighting Formations Großdeutschland Division Battle for Kharkov is not a complete game and requires ownership of Fighting Formations Großdeutschland Division to play. Fort Sumter, The Secession Crisis, 1860 to 1861. This is a game designed by Mark Herman, box art by Roger B. McGowan. Fort Sumter is a 2-player card-driven game as CDG, portraying the 1860 secession crisis that led to the bombardment of Fort Sumter and the American Civil War. This is a small footprint game. It comes with an 11 by 17 inch mounted map that takes approximately 25 to 40 minutes to play. The game pits a Unionist versus a Secessionist, with each player using the area control mechanic pioneered in We the People, another game by Mark Herman, and immortalized in Twilight Struggle, a game not designed by Mark Herman, to place, move, and remove political capital. The game comes with a 11 by 17 inch mountain map board, 50 wooden political tokens, 52 cards, wooden rounded and scoring markers. Complexity is medium-low, and solitaire suitability is medium-low. Flying Pig Games, Armageddon War, platoon level combat in the End War, a Greg Porter design, and a Mark Walker game. Armageddon War is a platoon level game set in the near future. The game includes 2 mounted 22 by 33 inch full color game board, 4 sheets of gorgeous die cut 1 inch counters, full color rule and scenario book, player 8 cards, 18 colored dice. The Player's Aid are unbagging Malvern Hill from Tiny Battle Publishing, a game designed by Tom Russell of Hollandspiel. Also, Grant is unboxing Yeah Magazine number 11 from Mark Walker's Flying Pig Games. Wayne Hansen is doing a recon and unboxing of Raiders of the Deep, U-boats of the Great War 1914 to 1918. This is a compass game designed by Ian B. Cooper, and the artists are Ian B. Cooper and Newt Grunitz. Gilbert Collins, a fellow Canadian, is doing a video on an old Avalon Hill game, Bull Run, first major battle of the American Civil War. This is a game designed by Richard Hamblin. The artists are Dale Schaefer and Chris White. The Gimpy Gamer is continuing his lock and load tactical rule set version 5.0, explaining the rule set. This is a massive undertaking. This video is video 10A. Vehicles, machine guns, opened and buttoned. Opened and buttoned. Obviously, this is pertaining to tanks. This is a war game channel. Let's keep it clean. Okay? The designers of this series is Ralph Ferrari, what a name, David Heath, Jeff Lewis, and Stéphane Tanguay. The artists are Blackwell Hurd and Mark Von Marshall. This is a lock and load publishing game. Rules. Thingy. Also, Enemy Action Ardennes review through part 2. This is a game published by Compass Games and designed for 1 to 2 players. Designed by John Butterfield. What's happening at Big Board Gaming? I'll tell you what's happening at Big Board Gaming. Kevin is checking out Modern Warfare Magazine number 34, Opaque War. He also has a video out on The Ancient World, Rise of Roman Republic, a game by Richard Berg, and it's the Samnite Wars wrap. Stuka Joe in his series replay segment is running through The Great Game, a John Gorkowski game. Turns 1 to 3. Published by Legion War Games. John Krantz and Compass Games is live with episode 5. Mo of Mo's Game Table is doing an unboxing of Mark Herman's Fort Sumter, The Secession Crisis, 1860-1861. Who doesn't love a guy who's called Mo? Like, you know, for instance, hey Mo, get me a beer! Kyle Seeley does a video of an MMP game designed by Ed Beach and Mike Bellis, Battle Above the Clouds. This is a Great Campaigns of the American Civil War game, Volume 8. The man armed with only a camera and his game, Tim Korchnoi of Bare Bones Wargaming, is taking a look at Strategy and Tactics number 92, featuring the Iwo Jima game. Tim is also checking out Silent Victory, U.S. Submarines in the Pacific, 1941 to 1945. This is a game designed by Gregory M. Smith. The artist is Roger B. McGowan and Ian Wedge, and published by Consim Press. Alexander and Grant of the Player's Aid review Conflict of Heroes, Awakening the Bear, 2nd edition from Academy Games. This is a game designed by Uwe Eichert. The artists are Pavlos Germides, Steve Pashal, and Patrick Ward. They also review Hearts and Minds 2nd edition from Worthington Games. Hearts and Minds Vietnam 1965 to 1975 is designed by John Paniski, and the artist is Sean Cook. Co-Pro Games, Counterproductive Games, and he's vlogging At Any Cost, Metz 1870. This is a game designed by Herman Lutman and published by GMT, and he also comments on his progress in learning the game. The art on the box is by Roger B. McGowan. He also has another video which he calls Supply Drop, which is an unboxing of Great War Commander, the game of tactical combat in World War I. This is a game by Hexism, designed by Reginald and Pascal Toupy. Jonathan Townsend is playing a magazine game from Strategy and Tactics, The Lost Battalion, the Meuse-Argonne Offensive, 1918. Issue 217. This is a game designed by John Desch. The artist is not available. You know, I get my sources from different parts on the net, you know, so I'm checking out this website, and it says, you know, the designer is John Desch and the artist is non-available. What do you mean non-available? Like he's anonymous or something? You know, when I was in school studying music, there was always these people playing a piece of music on the vibraphone, and it was by anonymous. So 200 years from now, when people are going to be playing this game, they're going to know that's a game by John Desch, and they're going to say, wow, that's some nice artwork. Who's it by? Non-available. Who gets the money? Strongman Rob Orne of Rob's Tabletop World is checking out in his War and Pieces At Any Cost, The Battle of Metz 1870, again a game designed by Herman Lutman and published by GMT. Cody of The Discriminating Gamer is checking out his top 5 Columbia games. The Centurions Review is doing an unboxing of a Jim Dunnigan game, The Wreck of the BSM Pandora, a game released in 1980, published by SPI. The artists are Joe Barney and Redmond A. Simonson. Enrico Viglino of Callendale fame has a few videos out on Hollenspiel's House of Normandy, a game designed by Tom Russell, the art by Gonzalo Santa Cruz and Ania B. Zielkowska. The two previous videos, that is the previous videos before episode 10, because episode 10 was an interlude by Stuka Joe, were games that were borrowed by the library of Cataclysm, but because, and it's not my mother's fault, because I'm such an animal, I forgot to thank him for that. So I'd like to apologize and thank you, Carl, for the games. Compass Games will be releasing France 1944, The Allied Crusade in Europe, Designer Signature Edition. This game is remastered, updated, and beautified by renowned game designer Mark Herman. This game was released in 1986 by Victory Games and will honor the original game design while introducing some new design elements and additions. Okay, what comes with this game is a 22 by 33 inch mounted map, 8.5 by 11 inch map, 2 counter sheets, 2 play raid cards, Allied and German order of appearance display and movement cards, rule booklet, 2 6-sided die, 2 6-sided custom dice, and a box and a lid. Complexity is 6 out of 10, solitaire suitability 7 out of 10, the time scale are monthly turns, the map scale 20 miles per hex, that's 32 kilometers, the unit scale Army level headquarters, infantry corps, and armored divisions, players 1 to 2, best with 2, and playing time 2 to 7 hours. Designer is Mark Herman, the artist is Mark Mahaffey, package designed by Mark Mahaffey and Brian Miller, and project director John Krantz. Pacific Tide, the United States versus Japan, 1941 to 1945. This is a Gregory M. Smith design. This is a card-driven, compact, strategic level game. Complexity 3 out of 10, solitaire suitability 10 out of 10, the time scale is single year turns with alternating multiple cards plays per player. The map scale is area map, unit scale from individual carriers or carrier groups, fleets, army level infantry, air groups. Players 1 to 2, best with 2, playing time 2 to 4 hours. What we get with this game is one 17 by 22 inch map, one counter sheet of 9 16-inch counters, 52 game cards, rules, 16-sided dice, and a box and a lid.
Maestro Pancaldi, Stuka Joe here, ready to answer questions, and I hope I don't have to put the face that you put. My first game, it was actually 2. When I was 13 years old, I went with my aunt and uncle to Chicago, to the Chicago Museum of Art. It's a great museum, even though I don't remember anything about it. My uncle took me to a department store and bought me France 1940 and Luftwaffe, both by Avalon Hill. And the first game I played was Luftwaffe, and I was the Germans. Man, I shot American bombers down like crazy. It was great. And then we discovered we were playing wrong because the German planes were not landing to refuel. They were up in the air for a whole year. I figured that's when I start screwing up rules in games. The cricket sound in my videos, well, there's crickets and there's also coquis, these little frog-like creatures that we have down here in Puerto Rico, which are loud and nasty. So I used to film my videos at a place where I had a garden nearby. Not anymore, so you probably won't hear them anymore. And don't worry, no coquis or crickets were harmed filming my videos. Designing my own game? Well, who knows, maybe. Don't discard it at all. If it has something, it'll have cards, hopefully. And about being a Euro game, it may have some Wood? Who knows? Definitely won't have meeples. I'm allergic to meeples. I get this itch and nausea when I see meeples. I get in a real bad mood. No meeples, please. Well, I am a pianist, if the definition is somebody who possesses a piano. I have a digital piano. Now, I play with my brothers in a rock band, which is kind of fun. And I'm so good at the piano that I went to law school. So that's how good I am, a musician. My favorite bands, the Rolling Stones, Steely Dan, and of course the Eagles. So you can probably say that, yeah, I'm a kind of 70s kind of guy. Thanks for the questions, Maestro Pancaldi. It was a pleasure to be on your show. Take care. No meeples, please. Please.
The Grogcast, Season 6, Episode 14, Walking Backwards Through History, Part 4. The Grogs are wrapping up Season 6 with another travel back through our wargaming past. I should say, their wargaming past. Thanks for watching, and the show is just getting a little bit longer each time. I'm trying to keep it down to less than 20 minutes, but what do you want? These reviewers, playthroughers, they're putting out too much stuff! I'll see you next week.
Please.